Like, always,
I'm Jack.
I'm Drew.
I'm on, and this is
Around.
The Bay.
sports. So another chaotic week yet again. Penn State, they fired their head coach. We'll have our reactions to that, and as well as the games that occurred that week. Of course, we have the NFL, the MLB, the Brewers and the Dodgers battling it out right now. The Mariners up 2-0 over Toronto. We'll talk about all that as well as the Brewers game as it's happening. Of course, we're going to do something that's been asked about the NBA, and that's coming up next week. So we'll have our reactions to or our predictions of the standings of what we see when the season concludes, as well as picks. Oh, my bad. All right, so let's get to it, folks. Yeah, college football. Week 7 concludes, and as you can see, based on the top 25, you see Bama surviving Missouri here, 27-24. So what are your guys' reactions to that?
Well,
I'll go ahead, Jack.
Well, the same thing about you said Alabama, correct?
Yeah.
Alabama.
I mean, it's not really too surprising because like Alabama, they're like higher ranks. I mean, I kind of said it's kind of privileged, so I mean they kind of proved me wrong, but like barely, even though they won by a field goal. But I mean, give Missouri credit. They were in their house, they gave it a good fight, but in the end, I mean, the score pretty much speaks for itself. And well, Missouri tried to come back in the end, but came up short. They scored a touchdown with like a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter, but after that they didn't get the ball again, and Alabama just took a knee for the rest of the game.
Jack said something else, but Bama, I mean not Bama, Missouri get the ball back, but they threw an interception. There was some miscommunication from the quarterback and receiver, and then after that, kneel down and then to the game. But credit Missouri, they came back. May have hard-fought win for Bama, and yeah, great game.
Yeah, I mean, I know for me, I mean, for this week in college football, the Brewers were playing that on this day, so I was just waiting. I was just waiting for that game to pretty much happen. But yeah, I mean, Bama being Missouri, not really too surprising there, but Bama's starting to wake up a little bit under their recent new head coach. Ohio State, apparently no problems in Illinois. I thought Illinois felt like maybe they could have stand a chance. Clearly, I was wrong, and Ohio State dominated that game. Any reactions to that or no?
We all knew it was gonna be. They're gonna smack them.
But this is interesting. Washington State almost went to Mississippi and almost beat. Forgot that coach's name, but almost beat
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin, the Rebels. Only lost 24-21. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a pretty close game pretty much the whole time. And besides, like at one point it was like 24-14 in like the fourth quarter, and it felt like it was kind of over from there. Then like 4 minutes later, Washington State scores a touchdown. But Ole Miss was the better team, and they're higher ranked, and they were better passing and rushing, and they were just a better team, and Washington State almost pulled it off, but again, the score speaks for itself.
Drew, any?
I mean, Ole Miss. Yeah, you win, but like at the same time, this should be an embarrassment or disappointing if you're a Rebels fan. Like if you're facing a team that's not in a real conference yet, they haven't, Pac-12 haven't been, they're not there yet. But yeah, just almost listening to a non-ranked team, non-conference team, is kind of concerning. But a win's a win. But no, that's the reason why they're not a 4 seed anymore because of that loss. I mean, because of that outcome right there.
Sorry, I might have a lot of reactions, but I definitely got alerts on some of these games. Jack, I mean, guys, you want to talk about your Irish or?
Notre Dame, they played very well against NC State. They did their job. And I mean, NC State was at the better stats, like offensively, but at the end of the day, Notre Dame is just the better team, and pretty much kicked their ass 36-7. And they got a big one this upcoming Saturday, which is going to be very concerning. But all in all, everybody performed well. Just the only issue is Notre Dame lost their starting center for the rest of the year, and he had, I believe, it was some knee injury, but I'm not entirely sure what it was. But it's a pretty big loss, and the next guy the backup to the center will have to step up.
Did you catch any of this game?
I watched a little bit. It was a concern when they only scored 14 points at one point, and then, but they kind of they ran the gas level up in the second half, and we all thought it was going to be a close game because NC State is an offensive minded team, and but Notre Dame proved me wrong, and on to next week.
Now this is interesting. So as you guys can see, Oklahoma was in the top 10 ranked against unranked Texas. And I guess somehow Archie finally woke up a bit as they dominated that game, pretty much dominated, heading to Oklahoma to 6 points at home in Oklahoma, due in the fact.
Yeah, the thing about the game is the special teams did most of the scoring. Like, according to this, in the second quarter, they made a field goal. The third quarter, Arch Manning did pass a touchdown, but then another field goal was made. And then guy in Texas ran a 75-yard punt return for a touchdown, and then another field goal. So of those 23 points, only 6 of them, not counting the PAT, 6 of them were from Arch Manning. So if it wasn't for the special team stepping up and that big punt return, I think Arch Manning is still a questionable quarterback.
Not gonna lie, I didn't expect this type of outcome. I thought it was gonna be a really close game throughout the whole game. It was pretty close the whole first half, but Texas kind of blew up in the second half and kept going. And then Oklahoma QB did not look great. He's not Heisman. They say he was a Heisman candidate until he threw this game. 3 interception, by the way, which is terrible. And no touchdown.
Yeah, like, at least Archie's probably at least best game, even though, sure, not all the points was to him, but probably due to the fact of all the special teams. But, at least it's maybe a wake-up call a little bit. Texas back in the ranking system at 21. Oklahoma falls to 14, as you all can see. And, yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Well, Nebraska beating Maryland. Maryland's been having quite a good start in their season, but they lost to Washington last week, and now they're on a 2-game losing in-conference play against Nebraska. As you can see there, 34-31. And then the pick that I was right about, Indiana, the going to Eugene. We know about when people play in Eugene, it's crazy in there. And not only that, they beat them by a mini double digit, you could say, of 10 points there, 30-20.
Yeah, 10 unanswered points scored by Indiana. I was definitely impressed about how Indiana came to one of the best teams in the country. It's like one of the best, hardest places to play in Oregon. And you go in there and you pull off people don't really consider Indiana to be a football school. They consider it to always be basketball. Now it's finally turned into a football school. This is definitely a message to a bunch of college football schools and saying, you can have you can be like a basketball, you could be a baseball, even lacrosse school, and yet you can still surprise many people about what you can create on your campus. And that's what Indiana is doing with football.
Yeah, the program has awakened.
Yeah. This game was pretty. This game was pretty good. It was a pretty good game, and it was a decent. Ignore the doorbell. This game was a defensive minded. It was a defensive game in the first half, and then out of nowhere in the second half, the offense just kind of exploded after that. And credit Indiana, they had the resilience, and they made it tougher for Tante Moore. He only had one interception and one sack the previous 5 games. And I have to give Indiana credit for the defense. Usually Indiana, they don't do well in big time games, but that Saturday it was a crazy game, and credit them, credit defense, and credit QB for being resilient throughout the whole game. It's despite being in a hostile environment at Oregon.
I mean, just in general, just like Oregon went to double overtime in the whiteout Penn State. Figure that might even just I know Penn State has their struggles, as we know, due to their firing their head coach. But it's like in that time when they were ranked, it was a big win for them, and they figured out carry on. But Indiana's no joke. Tennessee could say pretty much escaping Arkansas, so Arkansas put up a good fight. Florida beat Texas. All right, was it last week? Florida had a pretty big win.
Yeah, that was last week. Yep.
Against Texas.
Florida's, I think, the reason why Texas became unranked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they meet the Aggies, and they're a totally different army.
Yeah, Florida, please win that game.
See, I was thinking in the Michigan schedule, though they lost to Nebraska, Oklahoma, but I had a feeling that if they meet USC, they're going to lose, and I was right. As you can see, that score 31-13.
It's crazy. Bryce Underwood, the freshman star QB, is on pace to throw 10 touchdowns for a season. That's how bad the passing game is for Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's been struggling big time this year, and it shows because they were recently booted out of the top 25 because they were stinkers, and so some of these games, even
the Nebraska game was pretty close.
What's a game we haven't really discussed? I mean, Georgia made it close with Auburn, 20-10.
Yeah, we're about to get to that. But something about this game. There was a lot of, I don't know, what's the word that Jesse will use? The refs might have took control. And then there was this thing about Kirby Smart clapping, but it looked like it was a timeout.
Oh, that was funny.
That whole fiasco. But Auburn, this game could have been, Auburn could have pulled it off, upset Georgia.
You could say a cliffhanger, but yeah.
Bit of a cliffhanger, but Auburn could pretty much be in Georgia.
Apparently, it was Cam Newton's retirement night there.
Is that a retirement of players?
That's Cam Newton.
That's where there's a spark.
Yeah.
Apologize, folks. Came on.
LSU.
This game, I saw the ending. Went to double overtime. BYU survives, and then Utah dominates Arizona State. All right, let's do our quick picks here.
Yeah.
LSU
Miami.
Right. And for certain games, let's pick either close matchups or an unranked team.
Oh, LSU Vandy is a good game. That's a good game to watch.
LSU and Vandy. Georgia Tech and Duke. That's a pretty good one. Georgia Tech and Duke. That's going to be pretty close than you might think. I know Georgia Tech is quite good, but I think Duke can put up a good fight.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Nebraska, Minnesota, that might be okay. I think Nebraska pretty much.
Are you going to game against North Carolina, Mon?
Yeah, I'm going there Friday night with Jesse.
Okay.
You're going to one game?
The Cal game versus UNC.
Friday night.
Oh yeah, I forgot you mentioned like in the past you were going for that. Like Cal should be able to win.
Yeah, they're like a 13.
I got Vandy beating LSU.
Yeah, I got Vanderbilt being LSU also. LSU
Do you,
sucks.
guys, do you guys have an upset feeling of Duke over Georgia Tech? Didn't Duke?
No,
I
I'll
can
go-
see it happen because Duke has been they've been promising. They've been
I'll go Georgia
promising.
Tech.
But I think I'll go Georgia Tech.
That's gonna be pretty close. It might be.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I can see Miami game being pretty close too.
South Carolina, Oklahoma. That might be. I mean, Oklahoma. See if they bounce back, but South Carolina is quite good themselves.
Not really.
Not really.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma winning that.
Indiana boy at Michigan State. Georgia. Oh,
Ooh.
Smart against. Wow, Kirby Smart against.
Wayne
I'm
Kiffin.
gonna go with the Ole Miss. I don't like Georgia.
This should be a flip of a coin, honestly.
That's like probably the best matchup of the weekend.
I gotta go Ole Miss. I gotta go Ole Miss.
I hate being a Wisconsin fan. Why did they get the toughest schedules?
I don't know.
They got shut out 37-0 to Iowa at home.
Jeez.
Jeez, I think it's BTA for Ohio State.
Yeah. You know, though, maybe after that blowout, maybe they give them the proper motivation to try to beat Ohio State, even though the chances are unlikely.
Oh, well, we keep it close like they did with. I mean, when they did with Bama, I feel like they kept it as close as it can be. So I wasn't really mad about that. And Arkansas.
No, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
And the two Falcons. Virginia, Washington State.
Texas Tech and Arizona State could be a good game.
I got Arizona State winning that game.
You have an upset.
Yeah, I'm upset. I got upset.
Yeah, you and Notre Dame needs to be higher ranked. I'm gonna go with Arizona State.
I got Arizona State being Texas Tech.
Oregon Rutgers.
Oregon.
Like, who wants to go to Rutgers anyway? Like in New Jersey, it's like, come on. Man.
Ooh, Bama, Tennessee.
Tennessee. First time the
I got Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I got Tennessee.
Sorry, Ty Simpson. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
The one game, USC.
One of the greatest rivalries in college football history. Two very bitter teams that don't like each other. I'm going Notre Dame, obviously.
Notre Dame.
I mean, it's like a freedom trophy. I think that's the battle for.
Yeah, I think so. And it's a home game. You can't let the University of Spoiled Children come into your house and beat you. I'm going with the Irish.
Missouri and Auburn. That might,
or another term, University of Stupid Children. But yeah,
all right. We got the Holy War.
I got BYU.
Let's see, BYU against Utah, Battle of the Mormons. Because Utah is like the most Mormon state in the country, and then BYU is filled with Mormons. So this is a very interesting matchup. But because I remember there was some story or like some friction, like hard friction between these two teams that like happened. Like I think one of the teams got like fined or something. There was like a big fight. I'm gonna go with a friend of mine from college. His name is Nash. I think he got married recently. Shout out to him. He his uncle, I believe it was the head coach of the Utah Utes. So
yeah,
normally I don't like rooting for Utah, but I'm gonna go with Utah winning this game.
All right.
I'm going with a big upset here.
I'll do the same. I'll be on there. Good.
Oh, Cincinnati's ranked? That's cool. That's my mom's school.
They won their match when they played.
They beat UCF.
Hey, UCF. I thought they were playing this week. All right. There's our picks, guys. Let us know. Hello.
Yeah. Let's go to the next topic.
So on to the NBA?
Yep.
First time talking about NBA in the podcast.
First time talking about the NBA. We talk about the Warriors, but now we're going all around as the season kicks off next week on Thursday. So, guys, just pick your top two seeds.
Are
we gonna go with like top two like seeds in both conferences?
Both conferences, right?
Yeah, for both conference. We'll keep this. We'll just keep this bit quick here.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to do.
We could do 1 to
Okay,
10 or 1 to 15 if you want. I'm done.
How
I'm
about we
done.
do how about we do top 6 for each because those are playoff teams, and then like
Let's
yeah.
do 10. Let's do 10.
10?
Let's do 10.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll nominate myself, I guess.
Should we start with Eastern Conference or Western?
I'm gonna start with West. So
Okay.
the number one team is going to be the Thunder again.
Yep.
I think the number 2 team. The number 2 team. Number 2 team. I'm gonna actually go with the Timberwolves as number 2.
Actually, I actually agree with that because I was thinking the same a little bit.
Yeah.
The T-Wolves, no matter their playoff appearances they've been getting,
I'm gonna go with Houston. Well, no, not Houston.
Denver 3.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go. Well, no, I'm gonna go Nuggets at 3. I'm gonna go Rockets at 4. I'm gonna go with the Warriors at 5.
All
They're
right.
gonna make that mark, and hopefully they trade Podziemski. But the additions of bringing D'Anthony Melton back and bringing in Al
Actually,
Horford and Seth Curry, those
I
are
agree.
key additions and good depth for the team.
Wait, real
Hopefully
quick.
Podziemski's gone.
Wait, real quick. Speaking of the Warriors, there's a rumor about getting Bam.
About one?
What?
Getting Bam Adebayo.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
getting
heard about
Bam.
it. If that does become true, Warriors couldn't be above 5, but I'm going to continue my case. I actually have the Spurs on number 6. I think the
Okay.
Spurs are going to make the playoffs this year.
I
And
feel
they're going to be a really good team with Victor Wembanyama. They have
Young core.
Stephon Castle, I believe his name is,
Yep.
and with De'Aaron Fox as well. I think the Spurs are one of the most underrated teams in the NBA because people are kind of just counting them out. They don't have Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan. They don't have those guys anymore. They just have one guy, and like he's good, but he's not going to be enough to make the playoffs. So I think the Spurs are going to be at the 6. Now for the playing teams, I have the Lakers at the 7th spot. They're going to just miss the mark by a game or 2 to being behind the Spurs. The Clippers will be number, let's see,
8.
number 8. I have the Grizzlies at 9.
Who's your 10th?
See, the 10th, that becomes kind of tricky. Well, actually, hold on. No, let me start that over. I have the Mavericks at 7. I have the Lakers at 8. I have the Clippers at 9. And who did I just say again? God, now I feel like I'm getting Alzheimer's or something. The Suns are not going to be a playoff team. I think the Pelicans will get the 10th spot.
Okay.
With the addition of Jordan Poole, you still have Zion Williamson, you have a couple other key veterans. I think this could be a very underrated team. The Pelicans can finally get over the hump of being mediocre and actually having a very decent season. And I would say certain award categories, but we'll get that another time.
Another time. Do you want to go?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Am I gonna do East? Am I gonna do East also, or just
Yes.
West?
Let's do West first, then East. We'll
Okay.
do our East. Okay.
Alright.
I think all of them, my number one is OKC. You know, they're defending champs. They got almost everyone on the team. And my number 2, I think I got the Nuggets at 2. I feel like any other team can be. I feel like one other team could be a threat is the Nuggets, and I feel like that's because they have the Jokic. You know, he's good at everything. He's the IQ. You know, they also brought. You know, I feel like the Nuggets are gonna remind me of the 22-23 team. So I feel like that's what they're gonna remind me of. My third, I got the Rockets. I think they'll be 3 seed, just behind the Nuggets, and then my 4 would be Clippers because they just got a bunch of great addition. They prove a lot as a roster wise, turn of roster constructions. You know, my 5, I'm gonna say the Timberwolves because I feel like Jack said, you know, they have all the playoffs, you know, achievement throughout the whole year. I think, especially Ant, you know, he's gonna be motivated this year. So I feel like every year Ant will grow Like he's motivated to get better every single year. So I feel like you don't want to see a hungry, unmotivated Ant. So you don't want to see that. And obviously my 6 would be the Warriors. I feel like we have very good depth, and as long everyone do their job, we should be straight. And then my 7th, I got the Lakers. I feel like LeBron's gonna be hurt for the first few weeks, and I feel like the chemistry wise is we'll see about the chemistry about that team, but they'll be 7th, and then my 8th is gonna be the Mavs, the Mavericks. They'll be my 8th, and then because Cooper Flag does not like losing. We saw that last year.
That's going to be the point guard position.
Yeah, Cooper Flag is a point guard, and then he does not like losing. I can tell you that. Number was that's my 9 would be I'm gonna say the Grizzlies, and then and my 10th would be the Spurs.
All right.
Let's go to Mo.
Sorry, I'm not that what Drew said. I'm not reacting to right now. The Dodgers are up 5-1.
5-1.
5-1.
Come on, Brewers, have some freaking fight into you.
You're just doing the bullpen.
Oh, by the way, a follower of us wanted to do this, by the way. So if y'all are watching it right now, give us your prediction about this NBA upcoming season. Who you got?
Who we got for you for champion?
Yeah, who's your conference championship for this coming season? Or any interaction for college football? Or any picks for this coming week? But we'll go with the months.
So my West, I'll do the Thunder. I'm going to Thunder, Nuggets.
That's your 2 seed, right?
2 seed. T-Wolves for 4. Gosh, the West is always. I'm going to do the Warriors.
Okay.
The Warriors at 4. I'm trying to remember the teams as I go by.
What about the Rockets? What do you think?
No, I do Rockets 4, Warriors 5.
Okay.
You do remind me on the Western side. Sorry, guys.
What about the Lakers, the Clippers? What about the Pelicans?
I'll do Lakers 6, Clips 7.
What about the Mavs, Spurs, Suns, or Grizzlies, or Pelicans?
Spurs, Lakers, Clippers, Mavs, and I'll do the Pels.
Okay. That's our Western Conference standings. If y'all have your predictions, let us know who you got. But we're gonna go on the Eastern Conference.
Our top 10's about who we think the ones are going to be in the playoffs or the ones battling for the play.
Yeah, we're doing the ones that's doing the play-in and playoffs. But let's go to the Eastern Conference. Jack, you want to start this time, or?
Start one.
I'll take the start once again.
Okay.
See, this year is going to be kind of tricky for the East because usually, there's not some of them. Most of the Eastern teams aren't really that known to be good. There's only 3 or 2 teams that are really good, and everybody else is, But because people forget that Jason Tatum is probably not playing for this entire season because
he's trying to actually get back pretty early. He's trying to force it.
You see, this is tough because it's kind of in the air because anybody can get it. I mean, the Cavs could get it because they had the second best record in basketball, and yet they completely choked in the playoffs. But they're still stuck with some of the same guys. And
want me to give you a team?
Well, I know you're gonna say the Bucks, but
no, I'm saying the Knicks.
Well, I know, but I'm not sure if I want to go for the Knicks. Let's see. Who did the Knicks get? Who did the Knicks get in the offseason that was really good?
Jordan Clarkson, they got him.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking key additions. So I don't really think they got anyone
No, they're so into depth.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna go with the Knicks as the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
I say this because they kept all their key players, and they also brought in Mike Brown as the coach, and he's had tons of success. did well for like 2 years in the Sacramento, but he was really successful with the Warriors, and he can bring that same championship energy to the Knicks and hopefully get them a title and get past the Pacers for once. I think the Pacers. Well, didn't Tyrese Halliburton also get hurt too?
Yeah, in the
He-
finals.
This was like completely filled with injuries.
It's wide open this year.
So I'm gonna go with.
Your Knicks is 1.
I'm gonna go with actually the Pistons as the 2 seed. I think they're gonna shock the NBA world this year, and they're really, really good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe I'm just kind of overlooking it, or maybe I just I think the Pistons are going to be the number 2 team.
They said the East. I mean, this is tough. Like
Yeah.
this is like the hard hitting conference here.
I got the Cavs at the 3 spot.
Oh, gosh,
Donovan
please.
Mitchell's good, and they're also good defensively. I have the Bucks at 4. Giannis is going to be a leader once again, but if he does not like where he's going, he could potentially get traded. And
Actually, what's interesting, he actually told what he's going to do in the end of his career.
listen, so I got 1, 2. I got how many do I have? 5.
Yeah, you're gonna be on 5th.
Okay.
I mean, if you can't do 10, you can just do 5. That's fine.
I have the Magic in the 5th spot. With
Okay.
the addition of Desmond Bain, I think they're going to be a better shooting team. And Paul Banchero keeps getting better and better, and I think they'll make the playoffs this year and not the play-in. And they'll be
Okay.
a playoff team instead.
Yeah, they will.
I have the Pacers at the – well, no. I actually have the 76ers at the 6th spot. They brought in a couple key players in the offseason. They still have Embiid. They brought in Paul George, I believe, and some others. And I believe they'll be the 6th team, and they'll just barely make it over the hump.
Okay.
I think the number 7 team is going to be the Hawks. Trae Young is going to be a big leader for the Hawks, like he is every year. He's going to be their key player. And they have a couple other young guys that are really good as well, but I'm going with the Hawks 7th. Number 8, I'm going to go with the Heat. Tyler Hero is a solid offensive player, and Bam Adebayo is one of the best defensive players in the league, unless he gets traded. Because if he were traded today, I would say the Heat don't make the playoffs. Now, at number 9, I'm going to go with the Bulls. The Bulls have, I believe his name is Kobe White.
Yep, Josh Giddey. They got him.
They got Josh Giddey also. So they have a good team, but they're young, but they don't have like a major superstar on their team.
Yep.
And then at the 10th spot, the team that barely makes the playoffs. If LaMelo Ball can play a whole season, I have the Hornets at the 10th spot.
Oh,
Actually, you know what? I was thinking. I feel like the Hornets. I know they've been having some lackluster seasons,
Yeah. But again, it's going to be like barely. And the only I predict that the 6th spot will be a 500 team, and then everybody else is under. Because that's how it almost was for last year's playoffs. Like the Pistons were 44-38, and then the first playing team, the Magic, were 41-41.
Wait, did you say the Cavs in your
He
list?
said Cavs a 3rd seed.
Yeah.
The 3rd seed. Okay, I didn't
Yes.
even, I was like, you can see the Cavs. I didn't see-
He did say Cavs.
You noticed though how I didn't really say that, how I wasn't. Well, actually, you don't know. I'm not gonna not the Hornets. I'm gonna say the Celtics at the 10th spot.
I was gonna say.
I mean, sure. If you're bold enough, the Hornets. Who knows?
I'm fine when you pulling the Hornets, but
But it's gonna be a tough year without Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He's gonna have a good year, but you don't really have that many guys that. Without Jason Tatum, you're just not the same.
I mean, Tatum somehow comes back this season. That could change. Drew, you want me to go or you want to go?
you can go if you want.
All right. So my 10,
Are you in 10-1 or 1 to?
I'm just going 1 to 10. I'm saying my top 10.
Okay. Who's your 1st seed?
I'll do Cavs.
Okay. Cavs and Knicks and
I'm going to do
Cavs
Cavs,
and-
Knicks. I will go Pistons at 3. 4 Orlando, 5 Milwaukee. yeah, this East is it's the East, man. I mean, I know some are like rebuilding, and some that could sneak in.
East is always a tough one to rank because usually it's like up for grabs almost every year.
I do Atlanta at 6, Miami at 7, Boston at 8,
Yeah.
Philly at 9. I want to throw in the Raptors.
Okay, not a bad list. All right, for me,
Raptors at 10.
that's amongst top 10. Yeah, shout out to our followers who recommend us do this. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mikey. Shout out to my guy Mikey. My first CFDs, obviously I got the Cavs. I feel like they're gonna have they're pretty much the same team from last year. My 2C is gonna be the Knicks. Mike Brown's gonna have much better offense than Tom Thibodeau was. My third seed would be the Pistons, a really good defensive team, and they were promising last year. My fourth seed would be Orlando. They're gonna have a much better shooting team than they were last year, including the Desmond trade. Fifth, I'm gonna say Milwaukee if Giannis can progress as a leader and not get pissed at his teammates. Hopefully no tantrum or but with addition to Miles Turner and but they got actually the Bucks have all the brothers on the same team, so that's not something I did not know. What's my 6 would be the Hawks, and then my 7 would be Miami, my 8 would be Boston, 9 would be Philly, and then my 10th. I'm gonna go Indiana. That's my 10. All right, that's our prediction for each standings, and yeah, hopefully NBA will come next week, and hopefully we're gonna have the ring ceremony and the Warriors game next week. So be on the lookout for those teams.
What our reactions to these, some of the big games.
But those are the 2 big games for next week.
The nation, the Warrior game, of course.
Question for you, actually, a question for all of us, pretty much. So the Warriors, their opener is on the 21st, so literally in a week.
Yeah. When you want to do a watch party?
And when we start on the podcast,
we can do a watch for that game.
Do we like?
No, we're on
kind of hard to say. Do we miss a week?
We're on Tuesdays.
Yeah, but he's saying the game's on the Warriors game starting next
day of the game is the Warriors.
I thought it was Thursday.
Should we just not do it? Well, I mean, we'll talk. We'll talk about it privately.
We'll keep that.
We'll talk about it, but we are going to talk about these NBA games next week. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Now the MLB.
Wow, should we start the Tigers Seattle game, the deciding game that took almost 5 hours, 15 innings?
Okay, we want to do all the games, not just what's happening.
let's do all the games that we watched the last week, including the tonight's game.
Okay, so yeah, Tigers steal a game, then they had a good homestand. They split the series with the Mariners, then they had a good homestand, keep their season alive, and then Seattle. Pitching innings. If you're in the East Coast, if you're in Hawaii, if you're in Europe, if you're able to watch it in Europe.
Or Asia.
You might just watch a 24, 48, 72-hour game. Because that game is now the second longest in postseason since 2018 between the Red Sox and the Astros. That was the second longest game. It was so defensive. It was just literally a sniper duel. How many sniper baseball strikes?
The thing in that game is they had their pitcher Tarek Skubal. They shouldn't have taken him out. I mean, when you're playing baseball and you know the game, and your ace, who's probably going to be this AL Cy Young winner, and you take him out when he throws 99 pitches, and he hasn't officially even reached triple digits, and you still take him out, and literally the inning that you do that, the Mariners score a run in that inning. If the Tigers coach actually used his brain, Tigers might be the ones in the Blue Jays.
The Tigers led in the 7th inning.
Yeah,
no,
they
but the
led.
second they took him out, they took Screwball out, the game was tied. Like literally. This happened on, let's see, Friday, October 10th. So Screwball, I believe he also had like the most Ks, like in
An elimination game, yeah.
an elimination game. 13 Ks. He pitches 6 innings, throws 99 pitches, 69 of them are strikes. Had a 1.74 ERA, which is one of the league's best. And the second you take him out, Rivas hits a single to left, and Polanco scores, and you tie the game. You don't take him out, that doesn't happen. Maybe he has 15 Ks. Maybe he has 18 Ks. But if you know baseball and you do proper management, because AJ Hinch has a bad history of doing idiotic stuff, like when he was that manager on the Astros, and when he was banging the trash can, he was one of the brains behind that operation. And all of a sudden now you take out this, and he's probably betting or some crap like that. And all of a sudden now you take out your Cy Young candidate. Mariners are in the ALCS, and they're leading the Blue Jays series 2-0.
Yeah, I mean,
Should we?
I mean, at least that game. I mean, that might have the most views.
Yeah. But then you can say the Tigers had every chance to win that game, and they blew all of them. I saw at one point they had bases loaded with like 1 out, and they did nothing.
That was in the 12th inning.
I mean,
I get the coaching part was bad, but they still got a hit, and you don't hit, and you're trying to back up your pitcher whose arm's probably going to fall off during the game. Then there's no chance.
Like I just thought, like they hit like 10 for 37 or something.
Something like that.
15 for like 40 something. It was crazy. I mean, props to the Mariners. I mean, that was still a heck of a game. I mean, this is the thing I was thinking on. Should it do a 3 then 7-7-7? No, it's 3 then 7-7 instead of 3,
you're saying like the format.
I think the form. You think like that, or heck, wild cards do best of 5
and
then do 7-7.
7-7.
Because you figure you play literally like 200 games. You figure like why just win 3? We can try win 5 or win
4.
3 of the 5 instead of just winning 2 of the 3. So I don't know. I just thought of that, but no. But going back, I mean that game was crazy. That clearly had the most views. I mean, I just knew. I'm like, okay. It seems like if this was scripted, the scriptwriter saying like they're just building it up. Like eventually, between here and here, someone's gonna actually score and give it to Polanco. I think he ended it on an RBI, but crazy game. Tigers. I mean, they had a hell of a lead at the second half mark. Starting the second half, then they completely fell apart. The Guardians caught up, but luckily they sneak in to get one of the last spots, and yeah.
Or should we talk about the Dodgers game? That was crazy. The error.
Okay, the error that should have took this game to Game 5.
Yeah.
We would see what would happen. Ohtani would be pitching. It'd be the whole story.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
my disappointment literally lies on the Phillies right now. You guys are facing elimination game, and all you do is get 1 run, and you commit 2 errors.
Like, what?
All of you key players, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner hit 235. Everybody else hit 200 or batting average 200 or lower. That is pure garbage.
Like, what happened?
The key players did nothing. Kyle Schwarber, I believe, hit, I think, 1 homer, 1 or 2 homers.
Yeah, 2 homer.
And no, like I'm saying, like 2 homers, not like a 2-run homer, but all your key players and you guys, and they don't do crap. In an elimination game, Trey Turner 0 for 5, Kyle Schwarber 1 for 5, Bryce Harper 0 for 4. That is literally 1 of 14 batting. Do you know how bad that is in an elimination game? And that's what you have to show for it. And as for Brandon Marsh, how do you have bases open, bases loaded multiple times, and every single strikeout, you strike out? Every single time at bat. You're supposed to, I don't know if you have a wrong thing going mentality, because if people don't know like the true thing of baseball, baseball has always been a mentality sport. If you come in with a negative energy or feeling down or some other personal stuff's going on in life, or some lady's bothering you, or just you're in a bad situation or whatever, sometimes it's going to wind up being bad. And this is a perfect explanation for it. Like, it's just, even like the pitching did decent. In that game, they had, let's see, 8, 9. They had 12 Ks, and you still only got one run out of helping your pitchers. These guys couldn't help the pitchers at all. And that last throw to home plate, when the pitcher, it was a routine grounder. I could have probably done this with the clothes that I'm wearing right now.
I don't know.
Look at these guys. Even if you haven't played baseball, you could have made this play. It's a basic grounder. And I don't know if he got nervous or scared.
No, the catcher told him to throw it at first base.
I played baseball for many years. Baseball was the longest sport I played in my entire life. And I remember my first A's game was in like 2001, 2002, like around that time. Like, I've seen pitchers bobble it and getting nervous about like throwing a first, second, first,
or home
third, home. But when you're in a 2-out situation, always goes to first immediately. You don't throw it to home. You don't throw it to second. You don't throw it to third. You always goes to home on a 2-out play. And the fact that you bobbled it and just do a chuck-in, like way outside of the catcher's reach, that's just some of the worst baseball I've ever seen. And also, I saw Nick Castellanos. You're one of the most boneheaded base runners I've ever seen watching baseball. How do you run when the ball is going straight to third base and you're running home when there was no force? You didn't have to run. It was a first and third situation. When the ball is going right to the third baseman, you gotta halt and wait to see what the third baseman does, and then you like go back to your base. Because in that situation, you shouldn't even move, and like you ran anyway. Well, actually, no. Excuse me. Let me start all that over. Okay. So he was on second, and there was, I believe, 1 out.
Yes.
If he literally does right base running, because the ball went to shortstop. Shortstop slid between second, third base, and it went right to the shortstop, and the guy still ran anyway. And it's just dumb base running. You can't make boneheaded plays. I remember when I played baseball, you used to call those Keystone Cop plays. That's little league stuff. And yet you bring that to the pros, and that's what you're going to do in an elimination game. Honestly, he should be ashamed of himself and not be in a Phillies uniform next year. And you know what, Bryce Harper, if you're not going to be under contract, you're so frustrated, why don't you come down to San Francisco Giants and actually help the team, and we'll make you not a boneheaded player. And Turk Skubal, he's not really I think he's in one of the few last years of his contract, and he wants to get paid and all that stuff, and the Tigers aren't really budging for that. Now Giants could try to go for him also. That would be a hell of a recruit because he's from the Bay Area. He's from Hayward. Grew up an A's fan, but still. But I don't know what to talk about the Yankees in a sec because I'm probably going to lose my mind on them. But the Phillies, the way the Phillies played against the Dodgers is completely unacceptable. And you're the better team. I don't care I don't care who the Dodgers got. I don't care if God was in a Dodgers uniform. And the fact that you just let it happen is just boneheaded baseball. How do you score 1 run in 11 innings? I've never seen that before. Even the A's could do better. I've seen him score. I saw one guy on the A's hit 4 home runs in 1 game, and you can barely hit 1 to save your lives. What kind of baseball is this? This is little league stuff. Like, my dad coached me in Little League for all these years. He's like, yeah, this is some Little League stuff going on for the Phillies. The Phillies also, I picked you guys to pick the World Series. You guys just play stupid, boneheaded plays and don't know how to play the game of baseball. Get re-educated. All right, let's move on.
Okay. Let's start with
Well, guys, you just ran into probably the longest rant in the podcast.
And it's not even my team. That's the worst part. This isn't talking about like the Niners or the Warriors or the Giants.
Or the Giants.
This is the
if we had a
Philadelphia Phillies. I don't like the Eagles. I'm a Niners fan. But the Phillies, I kind of support them because they're playing the Dodgers. If it was like Iraq against the Brewers, if it was Iraq against the Dodgers, I root for Iraq. But this just...
You're going too far.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll just skip the Yankees.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
get the
even want to
Yankees.
get into the Yankees
Let's not get the
because
Yankees.
they're gonna make me like lose my
Losing
mind.
mind.
So yeah,
Tom Colliston, you're
I
screwed.
mean, like the Brewers take dominant game 2 against the Cubs. I get game
It's like
3.
the Brewers are losing right now, and they
Game
can barely get the
3.
side of a barn.
Wait, game 3. We'll get to that game. Game 3 though against the Cubs. I feel like we should have had that. We were so close. I get the shutout in game 4, though it sucks to see that. But I knew we have to win game 5. No way in hell we're letting Chicago win in Milwaukee.
3 in a row.
We're not letting that happen. I mean, I was ecstatic. I was jumping for joy. I was pretending I had a guitar and stuff. That's my recap. Now we have the Dodgers. Terrain. Take it for the team. I noticed when the game was over, you probably in your head you're like, I know you're going by instinct. Heck, we all probably went by instincts, not knowing the situation. It's just an instinct. You're just like, whoa, not noticing if he took the hit, we could have extra innings, and then we'll see from there.
Yeah, we'll see from there.
Now you're in game 2.
Must win.
That play might have took the flight out. Because right now the Dodgers, being the beasts they are in the MLB, kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs that we all want to beat, they're winning now.
The Dodgers are literally the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're dominating right now in Milwaukee, taking out a fan base that's really the nicest fan base. Like I saw a video of a Dodgers fan just saying, first time in Milwaukee, going to that stadium, figured we'd get mugs. Like, no, we're really friendly. Like, hey, welcome, want a cheese curd, want a brat. But yeah. And now game 3, it's coming up Thursday afternoon, and then it could all end on Friday night.
So far, I'm not even a Brewers fan saying this. There's no fight from the Brewers right now. You're
talking about it.
You're walking guys, you're letting them get on base, and you're letting them run all over you in your house.
I literally pulling the Phillies on
is this the true pride of the Milwaukee Brewers? You guys, first off, the Brewers were 6-0 against the Dodgers in the regular season. All of a sudden, you can barely buy yourself a run.
Regular season, postseason, that don't matter.
I know, but have some fight. They've only scored 2 runs in 2 games.
Does this? He's doing the bullpen trick, the bullpen system, just rolling with the bullpen until something happens, pretty much. And clearly, we can't do that. I mean,
they scored 2 runs yesterday.
Yeah, they got 2 runs. Like this, Milwaukee's a good defense. But that Max Muncy home run pretty much told the tale.
Well, now it's about to be the bottom of the 9th, so here we go. You guys scored 4 run inning comeback.
We just got the double play to avoid a 6-1 deficit. So now bottom of the 9th, we'll see 5-1. It's possible, it's slim, we'll see, but nothing's going on. I mean, at least we scored first.
If you want to beat the Dodgers, you need to score at least 5+ runs to beat the Dodgers.
Yeah, the thing is, though, if you want to beat the Dodgers, you got to score early and a lot of runs early.
A lot, like 5+ at least. At least 5+.
Anyway, well, we'll see how it might be a sweep, but let's go to Seattle.
Wow.
Speaking of a team that I forgot, they expanded, of course, long ago. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe 1977. This is the farthest they've gone since 2001. They've never had a World Series appearance. They're one of the teams, the few teams that hasn't had one. So
that team is more hungry than ever.
Yeah.
That fit team wasn't just tiredness. They're like, oh,
we could do this.
We are going away.
And Cal Raleigh is leading the way, and he's honestly my pick for the American League MVP.
No brainer there.
Yeah, that's no brainer there, mate. I got that.
Do you guys see? I know Seattle. I mean, that Seattle crowd. I mean, yeah, Detroit was able to.
I saw a fan literally crying, like, at the game. And the crazy thing is, it was only game 2 of the ALDS. Only a game 2, and you're just crying.
Well, If if you can't get one win at home, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, I mean, he was at the game. He was like hugging his girl or wife or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about.
I have never. I don't know if he had like some story behind this. If like
No, that's just
he had a
devotion.
dad that passed away and he was a huge Mariners fan, or a grandfather, or
No, it's just
what
devotion.
have you. But I mean, that's because I was saying to myself, because I think it was during when they played against Tigers. If he like cries during this and like all that, and the Mariners lose, that was just for show. If he like cries and the Mariners win, then that means something. And hopefully he gets like more appearances at the games, because I mean the Mariners tickets, they probably weren't cheap. Let's be real.
Unless the Jays over celebrated.
Yeah, but so far though, it's not only good for the Blue Jays.
It could be rust against rest.
Yeah,
they got rusty, even though they were so dominant. Of course,
like Vladimir Guerrero Vladimir Guerrero Jr. wants to dominate the Yankees. Now all of a sudden he's not doing crap against the Mariners.
I mean, they have a good pitching and bullpen.
They're good defense too.
Not good enough right now.
Not good enough though.
I mean, right now we'll see what happens.
Gave up 10 runs last game.
I don't care what happens. I'm just going to say Brewers in 7. And then for the Mariners, we'll see if they do the sweep.
Yeah, I want a Brewers Mariners World Series. Two teams that have never won the World Series, and they go head to head.
They go head to head. So a team that hasn't went to the World Series since the '80s. So
what will be good for baseball is the Mariners Brewers. What will be bad for baseball is Dodgers Blue Jays.
I think what will be interesting is Dodgers Mariners. Does Mariners have the firepower and the pitching?
Yeah. And that's technically a West matchup, because I mean you got the Mariners. I mean they're North, but they're in Washington State.
Northwest.
And you got the they got the Dodgers in
Southern California
City. So
yeah. So
right. So we talk about football.
Yeah.
I go for everyone's favorite sport, and that is the NFL. Well, folks, the Jets are doomed.
The Jets
are doomed.
The Jets have been doomed since the Big Bang. Let's be real.
Have they been? Are they more doomed than the Raiders? I don't know. I've been thinking on that. But
Jets.
Let's go for the game that apparently Dart had a concussion, and I guess that didn't matter. They must have done Blitz League 2 medicine on him to get him back in the game.
Who?
Dart. He had a concussion.
Oh, Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
They still playing anyway?
Dayball pulled him out of the, like Russell
plays.
One play, and he just like, I don't know, like he just got Dart back in it to keep the momentum going. And
they usually do like testings to make sure it's not a concussion. I guess it wasn't.
I guess it wasn't, or Dayball did something. Who knows? But
if it was, if they come out and report and say it was concussion and they put him back in the game, then the team usually gets fined for that.
That'd be a different. Yeah, but apparently that's what I heard.
Mm.
And yeah, the Giants starting to look promising. I mean, the rookie duo of Mississippi and Arizona State's working well.
Yep, Jackson Dart. Scatterboo and Jackson Dart. Yep.
Yeah, Scatterboo is the reason why they won that game, scoring 3 touchdowns.
God, man, with the Eagles, are they going to collapse more?
I think the Eagles have become exposed, and people are going to be using their weakness all day because they're not really getting anything going offensively, and Saquon Barkley's not really getting the ball much, and A.J. Brown might get traded. I heard recently, according to certain reports, that the Patriots are calling the Eagles about A.J. Brown.
I heard A.J. Brown. I've heard like Tomlin trying to get A.J. Brown to join the Steelers.
You know what, though? Niners could be in that. Niners should be in that mix.
Though the Jets did lead, we feel like if you left New York, left that MetLife Stadium, something would happen.
Can I say something about this game?
What? Go ahead.
I need to make an apology to the city of London for bringing the worst NFL game in history to international length, and then
baseball game
basing mediocre against mediocre. A 13-11 score is just pure embarrassment. And you're doing that in front of from millions of people watching, thousands there. And first off, putting the Jets in an international game should honestly be investigated by the FBI, because the fact that you have the worst. First off, everybody knows before the even season begins, the Jets are not going to be a good football team. That should honestly be a yearly, like, it's like saying Christmas is one of people's most favorite holidays of the year. It's like saying the Jets should never play an international. They should be banned from every country across the entire world for ever playing a football game like this. I don't really blame the Broncos because they actually played well defensively, and like the Jets also did. But at the end of the day, the Jets did not score a touchdown. They scored 3 field goals and a safety.
And not only that,
On the same, but not even a touchdown.
not only that, did you know, guys, that before halftime they took out a fake punt and they like went for it, but then they just gave up or something?
Oh, the time went out, right?
Yeah, the time went out. Like they were thinking to a fake punt, and they pulled that out and then tried to run a play. It was too late.
It's like taking all the clowns out of the car, and it's a Jets bus for all the team players.
Hey,
And like, yeah, but like, because my dad knows like some people that are from England, the Walden family. Shout out to them. We are sorry that we brought this to your country. I know we're kind of already like a shell of ourselves as we're like what's currently going on in political stuff. But the way that we brought a football game to another country and said, hey, we're going to look good doing this, instead we look like complete mediocre. So I want to apologize to everybody in London. And the game next week will be a big makeup for that because it's the Rams and Jaguars, which will be a really good game. The Jets should never travel out of the United States of America ever again. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. I'm sorry,
Well,
people.
Well, the Dolphins should have won this, but I don't know what happened. What happened? Because Herbert, game-winning drive, threw it to McConkey. I'm pronouncing that right, and got on field goal range, and they won it. So the Dolphins went down the field, and now it's chaos in Miami. There were two of us trying to do like a players meeting without the coach's attention. It's just chaos.
Lose game 2. That's great.
Yep, there's that. I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah. Well, for the Dolphins, they're going to be in a bit of trouble, and Mike McDaniel's job could be on the line here. And like Tua, he's not playing very well. Though Devon Achane, I believe that's how you say it, he still ran for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns on 16 carries. That's still really good. But Cam Dicker, they call him Dicker the kicker. He's the reason why they won that game. He made, I believe, 5 of 5 on field goals and 2 PATs. So he's the key reason why they won. But all in all, Herbert had a clutch final drive, and he played very well, 29-38 passing for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Len McConkey, who also played well on 7 catches, 100 yards and a touchdown. And Dolphins could be in serious trouble, and they're probably going to be, sellers during the deadline.
Maybe so. Like, I saw that game and saw the game-winning drive. But, yeah, I mean, right now, everyone in the AFC West won this week, especially one team, which we'll get to. So we got Seattle. I mean, even the Niner division's starting to get interesting, except for the Cardinals. But Seattle, we thought the Darnold experiment didn't work out. Well, he got paid that money, and he's starting to show it a little bit.
Yeah, it just wasn't Justin Jefferson.
It was upsetting the Chiefs, and now losing to Seattle at home.
I mean, was I?
I'm just going to the next game.
Yeah.
If you want your input. You want your input or no?
For what game?
The Seattle game. Were you about to say something about it?
I think the Seahawks are officially legit now. So far,
They are.
they're one of the few teams that are 3-0 on the road. And Sam Darnold threw 2 touchdowns for almost 300 yards. And Jackson Smith and Jigba, which kind of looks scary, it's an interesting last name. But he still had 162 yards and a touchdown. So he played very well, and he's a key offensive player on that team. So it's Kenneth Walker, but he was kept in check for rushing. But this is good for Sam Darnold because his career looked like it was going completely downhill. And then he finally became a starter on the Vikings, and it took off from there. And doing very well in Seattle. So I think Seattle could be legit.
Yeah, they have very good defense too. So defense has been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, this Iron division is starting to heat up a little bit, except for one team. Well, we'll skip the Rams because I mean the Ravens are just having one of those.
I think John Harbaugh is going to get fired because the way that the offense and defense playing is just unacceptable. And I get Lamar Jackson's out, but you still got to fight for something. Like Derrick Henry ran for 122 yards and he didn't even score a touchdown. And I saw there was multiple goal line stands by the Rams, but the Ravens, you guys got to block. I mean, you guys are literally from.
They should maybe start Tyler Huntley over
45 minutes from here, and you pull off this. I heard this. This was the Ravens' one of their worst losses in their history, and this probably I think tied second lowest amount of points they've scored in a game at Baltimore. Only scoring 3 points, and that was in the first quarter.
All places.
So Ravens, I know you got a bye week, and then Lamar comes back, which is good, but it's this John Harbaugh's job could be on the line here. I know some analysts out there will say no, it's not his fault and all that. Whenever the blame goes to someone on the Ravens, in this case, it should be going to John Harbaugh. I think John Harbaugh's job is on the
line. They should have started Tyler Huntley. This could have been a little interesting. I mean, the Rams only getting 17 points off him, which is a little. I feel that should have been a little bit more, but Rams
that is kind of interesting. But Puka Nacua did get hurt in the game.
Yeah, he was limited,
and he's reported day to day.
Yeah, that was a bad injury. Well, the Indiana Jones Colts surviving Brissett and the Cardinals. So when Murray plays, nothing goes well. But then somehow Brissett.
Yeah, Brissett 320 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Played
very impressive.
Even they just gave him probably. I mean, I guess even exclude week 1 when Kyler started. But it's I don't know what's going on with Arizona. New England, first place. They beat the Saints. The Mingo revenge. Not only just Mingo. Noel has a certain player on this team that's once again just had another explosive week. Panthers over the Cowboys. The Panthers 3-3.
Yeah, Panthers are playing very impressive, and
Rico Dowdle got 30 carries, 183, and I think a touchdown. A touchdown in the air. Okay.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, Panthers are one of the few teams to be 3-0 so far in the regular season. And being the Cowboys is very impressive, even though Dak Prescott played very well. And my receiver, George Pickens, also played very well with 168 yards and a touchdown. But Dwaddle with 30 carries on 183 yards is just pure insanity. So he destroyed his former team. And he had 239 yards in total
scrimmage
from passing and from receiving and rushing, which is just pure insane. I was unexpected though. The Panthers could become
threat.
I wouldn't say a threat quite yet, but they're going to be interesting, and we got to keep an eye on them.
Let's keep an eye on them. I can't say but we'll see. I feel we'll see. Something of the off season might not go as we think.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about the Steelers. It's against the Browns, at least.
Yeah, we don't really.
The Browns never score 18 plus. They never reach 18 points at least. It's always been between 1 through 10 or 1 through
15.
15. At least they got a 15, but nothing closer to 20.
Yay,
guys! The Raiders did it.
Yeah, the Raiders won. They beat the second worst team in football?
Yeah. But a win's a win.
Yeah, a win's a win. Yeah, that's right.
Win is a win.
It's just neat because, we're going to do our picks soon, but, even though, of course, it was Saturday and I was so focused, I was so static when the Brewers were in the NLCS. I was going through my mind. So, really, Sunday, it was just I wasn't really fully focused, but I was able to at least watch, the Raiders and the Packers, which we'll get to. But, I'll take it. Gino, you threw one pick. It seemed like you didn't have those crazy games of throwing 9 interceptions. So that was good. The defense was good. They took the advantage on the rookie quarterback. Devin White strip sack. Crosby got involved. So I mean, it's just like we needed a win. And then it's like that's the thing. If you lose to the Titans, then you just might as well just
Tank.
restart. But of course, they won't be able to. They can't do that. Even though the fans might feel like you should do that. All right. I don't know what's with Green Bay, but they still look the same as if from the previous games. Like Joe Flacco, in case people to know, Joe Flacco got traded, which you haven't seen since like McNabb and what was it? McNabb and they were showing a stat like of a 40-year-old getting traded. It was McNabb and someone player in 2001. But so yeah, and it's like, okay, we get our revenge. We did, but why does it have to be this close? I mean, the defense was good, but like Josh Jacobs pretty much had a Michael Jordan flu game, scoring like 2 or 3 touchdowns over like 160 something.
Yeah, he scored 2 touchdowns while rushing 93 yards.
Like, geez, I mean, a win's a win. We got it. We're 3-1-1. We hold the North for the moment, due to a game we'll talk about, which was actually a pretty historical fact we'll get to. And yeah, now folks, we got some hang
on. Well, look at that. It's Buccaneers. Got a 2-hour flight. Coolest. Tampa. I got time in Florida. Last time with my dad. Go to the Buccaneers game on Sunday. And we're having a good time watching. Then all of a sudden, Fred Warner dislocated and fractured his ankle. And now he's out for the rest of the year. I don't know if God hates the Niners playing or what's going on with this injury plague. It's kind of suffering to be a 49ers fan right now. I get it's like that's kind of like when your team's like winning games somehow with the resilience, and yet now you lost your heart and soul of the team. No heart and soul. You got nothing left. You're just a rotting corpse. And the Niners can make moves. Like, for example, I heard the Niners are talking to the Giants, and Juwan Jennings recently got into with Kyle Shanahan. Maybe the Giants could trade Juwan Jennings. Maybe the Niners could trade Juwan Jennings to the Giants and get that Thibodeau guy on defense, and maybe that could save them defensively. I heard they were also talking to the Bengals about Trey Hendrickson, and they were talking to the Raiders about Max Crosby. They could do those. Maybe they'll save their season, but for now, it's looking dark, folks. I know all you said, like, oh, Christian McCaffrey's injury liability, but the rest of the team is starting to turn into that. So,
I wonder. I just like, in a way, some people like joke about this. I've seen it's like, what if Warner was a sacrifice for McCaffrey? Because we all know McCaffrey could have got hurt this game.
Yeah, but it's
went for Warner.
Watching that injury happen. The teammates around him just knew that was going to happen, and
that really just destroyed this defense.
This yeah. Still not. It's not even mid-season yet, and all this is already happening. You lost Nick Bosa. You lost Fred Warner. George Kittle's coming back, which is good. He's going to be back against the Falcons on Sunday night. Ayuk, I don't know when he's coming back. Probably won't at this point. Honestly, I wouldn't blame him if they trade him. But it's not looking good for us Niner fans, and
no,
it's starting to look depressing. Like, I hope they win on Sunday night, and hopefully they're going to. But I know the Falcons are good defensively, and the guy that keeps ruining my fantasy every week, Bijan Robinson, killed me in my other fantasy league when he pretty much had over 200 yards in the scrimmage. And he does that to me every single time I play against him. And I don't know if my opponent does have him or not, but they just got to find some hope and get busy during the deadline. If they don't at least do true trades, then the season could be a lost cause, and the Rams will probably win the division.
If George Kittle, I know you guys need weapons, but I feel like if George Kittle steps on that field, I don't feel it's like
Honestly, I'm if he gets hurt, I'm just gonna say his season's over.
and Ayuk is coming back pretty soon. I heard.
Yeah, he's
Well,
coming
let's
back.
talk about-
He's coming back, I think, week 10. But I'm sorry, Beal, if you like sounds like I'm depressed. I am depressed.
you made the trip over. You thought
Because this is the most injured team in the NFL, and it's happening to all the good guys. Like I saw a Buccaneers guy got a little shaken up. He got up immediately. Instead, mine gets down with a broken and dislocated ankle, and a card comes out in a matter of seconds. So we just get bad luck.
Well, let's talk about. I know, but let's just talk about Baker Mayfield at least these last couple of weeks. Of course, with this game, because a lot of people are saying he could be an MVP. He could. I think I heard MVP candidate.
There was an MVP candidate during that game.
Honestly, I don't care who I say this to. The Buccaneers are the luckiest team in football. They're not the best team in football. They're the luckiest team in football. He's kept leading magical drives and crazy plays. Like I saw in the Niners play, there was like 6 guys trying to tackle him, and he went through all 6 of them.
Didn't get tackled.
And if Fred Warner doesn't get hurt in that game, it's a completely different outcome. Maybe Fred. And by the way, the Niners have played now 12 games, no interceptions. Like 12 games, even counting from last year to this year, 12 games in a row with 0 interceptions. That is an all-time NFL record. Niners are one of the few teams with no interceptions. The Jets have 0 takeaways, and the Niners have 0 interceptions in 12 consecutive games, which is an all-time record. And hopefully, I would see the first. They had every chance to do it because there will be a guy staying right here and right here. The pass would just come right through here, just go through, and it'll be a first down, like a 10-yard gain. It's just the Niners. This isn't Robert Saleh's fault because, I mean, he's doing everything he can with his job, but there's just nothing working for this team, and they need to get busy during the trade market. Trade for a safety, trade for a defensive back. I'm glad to see Malik Mustafa back, but you need to make some moves, and you need to make them fast.
Drew, I probably have all the same things that Jack said.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing. I guess the only positive is we got our rushing touchdown. Finally.
First TD.
First rushing touchdown.
First rushing touchdown, finally.
All right, let's quickly go through these 3 games. So apparently, and then we'll do some rapid fire picks, and we'll conclude. So here's what's interesting about the Chiefs: they didn't get a single penalty yard in attack.
They got they paid off the refs.
They paid the refs.
It's fair that they pay the refs. They got some money and they gave it to them. But if you just think of an historical factor of witnessing this, this is actually the first time before this was like before the Steelers were called the Steelers. It was the last time a team was actually had no penalties on. So I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, that's seriously
bad for the Lions. So patience or panic for the Bills?
Yeah, it's looking a little bit concerning for the Bills. Josh Allen's not looking at the MVP like he once did before, and James Cook didn't really get the ball too much. He still ran pretty well, but you feed him the ball more, you have a better chance of winning. And also the defense didn't show up, and the Bills may have to get busy during the trade deadline for defense, not offense. And they don't, honestly, the Bills don't really have a pure weapon for receivers. Like you can name a few guys, but a pure weapon they don't have.
Actually, real quick, why that was a legal shift on pretty much like the Philly, but as the Lions version of it, and yet they got a legal shift. That's when you know something wasn't right. And then, hey guys, Jake Moody made some kicks.
Honestly, I think these past 2 days are some of the worst days for 49er fans.
And not only that, they haven't seen more.
First, you lose one of your best players defensively, and you lose your heart and soul. The Rams win, the Seahawks win. So you're tied for first place, but technically you still have the 1 spot because you beat the Rams and the Seahawks somehow. And
Jake Moody.
And Jake Moody makes all of his field goals, and he hits the winner. And the fact that maybe Niners are just the most cursed team in America. Like if the Niners had a full roster of what they normally have, the Niners would be the best team in the NFC. I don't care what people say. I could say whatever what I want. This is our podcast. Niners would be the best team in the NFC. They would be better than the Lions. They would be better than the Bucks. And if the Niners had all their guys healthy, if injuries did not exist, the Niners would be the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, if you guys didn't have the injury demon plague, then I think your guys' season would not be like what it is now. All right, time for some rapid fire picks here to conclude the evening. Steelers, Bengals.
Steelers.
All right, Steelers. Rams, Jags.
Jags.
Yeah, Jags.
I'll do the Jags too. Eagles, Vikings.
I'm
gonna do Minnesota.
I'm gonna go with Vikings.
Minnesota.
Patriots, Titans.
Patriots.
Patriots.
Dolphins, Browns. I think for some reason I'm gonna say Cleveland.
I'm gonna say Cleveland too. Cleveland's just better defensively, and Cleveland's gonna use every advantage against Tua, who's like 11 touchdowns but 7 interceptions.
I would have liked to go for the Jets against Carolina, but I can't.
Yeah. Unless you're a Jets fan, so I'm going Panthers too.
Panthers.
Saints, Bears.
Saints, Bears.
Bears.
Because I know the Bears are looking good. They're getting that offense going, but Bears could still lose the Bears' way. We know about that game. We're not going to do our picks of our own team. We're just doing the non-ones.
Yeah.
Colts, Chargers.
Oh, that's a good game.
In L.A.
Colts
back in L.A.
I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Colts.
This is a toss-up. This is like a flip of a coin. I want to do Chargers.
Okay.
Giants, Broncos. Another good one. In Denver.
I'm gonna go Broncos.
Not fully concussed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos. They're really good defensively.
Yes, yeah, I'll do the same.
If they're gonna do it to one New York team, they're gonna do it to another New York team.
Commanders, Cowboys.
I'm gonna. This is kind of a tough one.
Toss up.
So I'm sorry, people in DC and Maryland, but I'm gonna go with.
I'm going Commanders.
No, I'm going Commanders.
Commanders.
That Cowboys defense. All right, we know Sunday night. Well, for me, I feel like I want to go Niners because I feel like it would be a good message that they're still in the fight.
Yeah.
I know Atlanta's rolling, but I'm going to go with the Niners.
Okay.
Bucks, Lions.
Lions.
Lions for me.
Lions are going to let what happened to them against Chiefs going to happen against
Tampa Bay, though. I know you say they're the luckiest team, but
luck. And you know what? What Jared Goff is going to do to this Buccaneers defense and what Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do is going to be kind of astonishing.
This is going to be a toss-up for sure.
Lions are winning. Matter of fact, it's going to be more than 14. I said what I said.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking my pick. Texans, Seattle, as they decide.
I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to say Texans.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I'll do Seattle.
And the two bye-week teams are the Bills and Ravens.
Gosh, it's so tough.
Ravens have time to get Lamar back, and Bills have time to figure out what the heck is wrong with them.
How do the Lions just keep because right on the NFC North is interesting.
Yeah. Oh, we got a comment.
We got a comment? Oh, didn't see it. What's the comment? So, should the Niners make some trades to save the season? If so, which position?
I'll answer this question.
Yeah.
Let Jack answer.
We'll get it to you.
We need to trade for a linebacker. I saw they're going to keep a guy, but I think that's a dumb idea, and he got burned for most of the game. Number 48. I don't know what his name is, but I know it's number 48. They need to trade for an edge rusher. They need to trade for a defensive end. And so linebacker, edge, defensive end. Look at those three positions and try to get a receiver also. And if there's any maybe you could trade Juwan Jennings for Thibodeau. Like I mentioned, that would help out the Giants. That would definitely help out the Niners defensively. And that way, both teams get what they want. So that's why I think the certain positions they should go for. And the names are Thibodeau, Burns, Hendrickson on the Bengals, even Max Crosby, because the Niners may cost him too.
That was good for watching.